The Indians started off this 7-game homestand strong, taking 2 out of 3 from the AL East leading Yankees. Now they welcome in the Blue Jays, another AL East foe, featuring the Major League leader in home runs, Jose Bautista. Zach McAllister comes in from the cold to make his Major League debut for the Tribe, next on Sports Time, Ohio. From Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, it's Indians baseball tonight. The Indians open a 4-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Tribe fresh off their series win against the New York Yankees. They've now won 3 straight series, so they definitely bring some momentum into this 4-gamer against Toronto. And Rick, let's focus on the guys manning the hot corner in this series. First for the Indians, Lonnie Chisenhall, and of course for Toronto, Jose Bautista.
Well, last night Chisenhall gets a fastball to his liking, and I like it because it was against a left-hander. On the inner part of the plate, drives his first Major League home run into the seats. It made it a 3-0 ball game. That was a little insurance. Now, the last time we met Toronto, Jose Bautista was playing right field. He's no longer out there. They moved him back to the hot corner because they needed production. This guy is having a phenomenal year again. Second in the league in hitting. He took a lot of balls the opposite way, never really left the yard the last time, but he has 28 home runs, which leads the league, 70 walks, which leads the league, and he's also hitting .335. This guy is the one guy you do not want to beat you in that Toronto lineup.
Pretty amazing when you think about the power he has and yet still maintaining a very high batting average, too. You don't normally see that kind of power and high average combination. Jose Bautista, definitely something special this year for the Toronto Blue Jays. Looking at tonight's pitching matchup, hard to predict what you're going to get. Zach McAllister will make his Major League debut for the Indians, and tonight's pitching matchup is brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks we've ever built. Ram.
Well, he'll be matched up against Carlos Villanueva, who is 5-1 this year in his 8 starts, 4-1, .413 ERA. This is his first start against the Indians. He did pitch against them in 2009, but Zach McAllister, he's coming up, will make his first start. He's been pitching very well at AAA. This is the game that we started out this year on down in Columbus. We were supposed to have a little game down there. It lasted about 2 innings. The big man started that. He's a sinker. He's got a slider. He'll throw the 4-seamer, a cutter, and also a changeup. So he's going to get and see if he can get the Indians started off on the right foot tonight.
And it's 6 hit. He is definitely a big target out there on the hill tonight. So that's the matchup. Indians Blue Jays. We've got the play-by-play action coming up next right here on Sports Time Ohio. Back here at Progressive Field, Indians and the Toronto Blue Jays. Tribe winning 2 out of 3 from Toronto up north of the border earlier this year. Zach McAllister making his Major League debut tonight here for the Indians, and let's look at the lineup he'll be facing for John Farrell's Toronto Blue Jays. Yunel Escobar is the leadoff man, followed by Eric Thames. Jose Bautista batting third. Adam Lynn, Aaron Hill, Edwin Encarnacion in the middle. Then it's Travis Snyder, J.P. Arancibia, and Rajay Davis.
23-year-old Zach McAllister, as you mentioned, making his major league debut tonight. Got to be excited about that. He was 8-3 down in Columbus. He pitched very well, 2.97 ERA, 71 strikeouts in his 97 innings. And getting the start, this is Fausto Carmona's turn in the rotation. So we wish him good luck, and we'll see how he does tonight. Let's take a look at the Indians defense, brought to you by Pat O'Brien Chevrolet, saluting the men and women defending our country and watching on the Armed Forces Network. Brantley in left, Sizemore in center, Buck is in right. Chisenhall at third, as Drubal at short, Orlando at second, Laporta back at first with Carlos Santana behind the plate.
Dana DeMuth will call the balls and strikes tonight. Kerwin Danley is at first. Vic Carapazza at second. Doug Eddings down at third. All ready to go as Yunel Escobar steps in for Toronto. And big Zach McAllister, 23-year-old right-hander, goes 6'6". And his first pitch in the big leagues is a fastball for a strike. He's averaging less than 2 walks and better than 6 strikeouts per 9 innings this year at AAA. And as Rick said in our open and in our pregame segment tonight, the key for him is to throw strikes, to be ahead in the count. Not that that's not the case for all pitchers, but in particular for a young guy in his debut, you want him to pitch from in front and not be behind in the count and start to get rattled.
Yeah. I like what you said. You go out there and pitch as if you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And if you can do that, then you go for it. And you'll have no regrets.
Won't chase the slider. Almost had him struck out on the 0-2 pitch. Now the count back to even. Fastball hit toward right field. Down the line, slicing, out of play. Kearns was over there, or excuse me, Buck was over there, but ran out of room to operate, as you do in the corners in this ballpark. Count remains 2-2 on Escobar. It was Zach McAllister who came to the Indians in exchange for Austin Kearns at the trading deadline last year from the Yankees organization. A former third-round pick of the Yankees in 2006. Just missed inside, and the count goes full.
Well, he's been close. He's been around the plate after jumping up on top 0-2. Escobar hasn't bit.
Weak tapper hit towards short. As Drubal Cabrera near the second base bag, able to throw him out, one away. That'll give us a chance to check out tonight's injury report. And there you go for the Indians. Nothing new really to report on their injury front there. And for Toronto, more problems in the pitching staff.
Yeah.
Left-handed hitting Eric Thames. Looks at a ball down low. Two balls, no strikes.
Little different atmosphere in here tonight, huh? Now that Toronto's in town, New York has left town. They bring a little different type of excitement.
The traveling circus has left town, pulled up stakes, and
I mean, just getting to the ballpark was a lot easier.
2-1, swung on and missed, chased up high to even the count. 79 degrees in downtown Cleveland tonight. Beautiful evening. Got him looking. And Zach McAllister's first major league strikeout is out number 2 here in the first.
Well, let's check this out on the Time Warner Cable pitch tracker. He elevated the pitch before, which I really like when you're as tall as he is, and then he spots that fastball on the inside corner. That's a four-seamer, 93 miles per hour, right on the inside corner, and it locks up Thames. Good pitch, but I like when you're tall like he is, you can ride that the fastball up in the zone, and you can get some swings and change their eye level.
Jose Bautista. 28 home runs, 60 runs batted in, and a .335 average. Swung out and missed, challenged him with a good fastball. Above the belt, couldn't catch up to it. But this guy makes very good adjustments pitch to pitch in at bats. We've seen it during the season. The 1-1. Chase.
Yeah, he generates a lot of bat speed for, he's not a very big guy. You go see him, you stand next to him, it's, he just creates terrific club head speed.
Popped him up, foul into the seats. 2-2. 54 homers last year.
Look at that. 35 doubles and 50 homers. And his total, his high before that year was what, 16?
Wow. He was right on that pitch, but a good placement for McAllister kept it away. And he shoots it straight back.
He's trying to become the first player since Mark McGwire to lead the league in the home runs at the break in 2 consecutive years. So that goes back to 97 and 98 for McGwire in Oakland.
Up high, full count. Well, Bautista has a great eye, which we talked about. He's a tremendous hitter for average to go along with a great power. And he walks here.
Well, and that's what he leads the league in, walks as well. That's why when you're hitting for an average like he's hitting and you have the walks, of course he's going to lead on-base percentage. He's always on. But not a bad guy to walk if you have to.
And so for Toronto, they need somebody to protect him, and that's Adam Lynn's job. .304 average, 16 homers, 51 runs batted in, so he's done a nice job.
He was hurt when we were in Toronto, wasn't he? He didn't play that I remember.
Inside, ball one.
I think he came back into the lineup right after we left.
Yeah, he's only played in 62 games.
Matter of fact, when we were there, I think Rivera was backing up Bautista, and they let him go. They released him this week.
Swing
or designated him.
Adam Lynn had a back problem, lower back. He was on the DL from May 8th till June 4th. And we were there right at the end of May, so he was just getting ready to come back. Remember, we were talking about it.
I remember a couple of years ago, this guy got off to such a terrific start for the month of April because we ended up playing Toronto in the month of April. He was driving in runs. He was hitting home runs using all parts of the field.
Lays off and a little bit outside, 3-1. McAllister falling behind here now after walking Bautista. Sliced foul, and the count goes full, 3-2. Two down, a runner at first. Bautista will take off on a 3-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. McAllister strikes out a pair in his major league debut in inning number 1.
Here's the Tribe starting lineup, brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Michael Brantley is Drupal Cabrera and Travis Hafner, Carlos Santana, Grady Sizemore, and Orlando Cabrera. Travis Buck, Matt Laporta, Alani Chisenhall, 7 left-handed hitters in there tonight for the Indians.
Carlos Villanueva makes the start, a record of 5-1. He's making his 9th start. This is his first start against the Tribe. He did come in out of the bullpen against them with the Brewers. That was back in 2009. But he's put up some good numbers. 5-1, 72 in the third innings, just 56 hits. Struck out 47, walked 21.
Michael Brantley looks at a strike to even the count. Off-speed pitch dips low. Michael Brantley, 2 for 12 against the Yankees, but both hits coming in last night's game, and you hope that gets him going. Brantley has been so good this year, but he's cooled off here. Last 22 games hitting below 200. Three-one count. And Villanueva deals. Finds a strike zone, runs it to full. Indians have won 5 out of 7, 6 of their last 9. And at 26-15, best winning percentage at home in the American League. Time called just before he started into the windup. And now the payoff pitch. Brantley with a line drive base hit to right field. Thames over, cuts it off. And Brantley with a big turn will hold at first with a leadoff single. So Michael now 3 hits in his last 5 at bats, and hopefully that's that kind of run that'll get his bat going once again.
Well, it looked like he got a high changeup here on the full count. It's exactly what it was. Changeup up there, very easy for him to get after it, and pulls it down into the corner. So Michael leads off with a base hit. He led off last night's game with a walk. So nice to have that leadoff man aboard.
And especially when you bring Asdrubal Cabrera to the plate. Called strike. Snap throw to first, but Brantley back.
You know, right now I've haven't had a good chance to watch Villanueva pitch, but he's not an overpowering guy. He's maybe tops out at 90 with his fastball, but he sinks it. And if that first 3-2 pitch he throws to Brantley is going to be a changeup, then he's got to have a pretty good one. Even though he left that one up, because he's only given up now 57 hits in 72 innings.
A guy who pitched exclusively out of the bullpen over the last 2 years before coming back into the rotation. Brantley back easily. This is a guy who knows all about winning and not much about losing. How about this? When he was working out of the bullpen the last 2 years, he didn't record a loss in 84 outings. 84 outings without a loss. He was 8-0 with a 3.77 ERA.
Well, that's the way to do it. And maybe coming in games when they were losing and able to hold the fort. Yeah. And then let his offense come back. Because in Milwaukee, they can come back on you in a hurry.
That's true, yeah. One pitch. And another called strike. Asdrubal Cabrera, 6th in the league in hits with just over 100, 5th in total bases. Down in the count now, 1-2. And pops it up. Shallow right. Thames a long run in, but he's there. And Asdrubal Cabrera is out number 1.
Take a look at the Home Depot defense for the Toronto Blue Jays this evening. In the outfield, left to right, it'll be Snyder, Davis, and Thames. On the infield, third to first will be Bautista, Escobar, Hill, and Lind, with Aaron Sebia behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Here is Travis Hafner.
Here goes Bautista, the third baseman, going into the hole at second base.
Well, that's an interesting shift, isn't
it? Normally, if they want to keep the shortstop there, we see that third baseman usually goes up the middle, and lets that second baseman scoot over, but not this time. That's a different one. But with John Farrell being the manager, you remember the shifts they used to put on when Boston pitched to him. So he knows how they like to go out and how they try to get him out.
I just wonder why you take Bautista from third base and put him there and not just slide everybody over.
That's a good question. That'd be one we'll have to ask him, is right. Well, this from Teflon Tom just out that, hey, you keep the second and shortstop together because they can turn the double plays. Difference doesn't make Teflon. Bautista couldn't do it either. Oh, boy. Get him. Can you turn on the spare headset, please?
Yeah,
let Tom in here.
Here's the 0-1. High in the air, left field, over toward the line. Snyder makes the catch, and that's out number 2. Bautista will go back to third. And Tommy will go back to charting pitches.
He will go back to coloring.
It'll bring up Carlos Santana. Carlos Santana is just still looking for one of those hot streaks. He hasn't really had one of those spells where he's gone for a week or 2 weeks where he's...
Well, because he hasn't made an adjustment yet. And he hasn't stayed on the baseball. He's still trying to hit the ball. Gets a little pull happy, I think. And I think tries to hit the ball out of the ballpark more often than not.
And occasionally he's
get
run into some of those.
Well, you're going to run into some mistakes. But if you want to continue to hit 220, then you'll get a few home runs. That's the price you pay. If you want to hit for a little better average and maybe drive in a few more runs, you make the adjustment and start using the whole field. I mean, he's still a young hitter. He's going to learn. There's no question about it. The other night, he took a breaking ball the other way, hit the home run in the 8th inning for 2-run insurance, to add on there in the first game of the series on the 4th of July.
That was a tremendous at-bat.
Yeah, and I said that would be the at-bat you want to look at, boy, where you stayed back and watch how his hands work on a pitch away. When you prove you can hit that pitch to pitchers, you're going to get a lot more pitches and more fastballs inside. They just show the kid the fastball now.
Well, for all his struggles, and he's had plenty offensively, he's still on pace to hit 25 homers and drive in almost 80. Yeah, but he could be better because he's been hitting fourth all year round. All year long. He's going to have the opportunity. And, I mean, that's piling up a lot on him, for a younger player. This is a kid that, in all reality could be hitting sixth in a lineup, in a good lineup. He lays off. It's ball 3 with Grady Sizemore.
He's hitting 208 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, that's got to get better.
If you're hitting in the number 4 hole, it certainly does.
Especially because those 77 at-bats are tied for the most with runners in scoring position on the team.
Yeah, when you have Cabrera in front of you.
Takes a strike.
But it's a long learning process. It doesn't happen overnight, and I mean, he's learning. He's going to get it. I have the total confidence in him. He's got a lot of upside in that bat. It's got a lot of pop to it.
Runner goes 3-1. Call a strike. No throw on the pump fake.
I don't think Aaron Sebia had a grip on the baseball.
12th steal for Michael Brantley, and a runner in scoring position with 2 down now for Santana.
Let's watch the transfer. I think he just lost the grip on it. It comes out, and yeah, you can see he just didn't have it.
Rolling in his hand.
Well, unless he wanted to throw the splitter down to second base, and that's tough to control.
And with 2 down, the 3-2 pitch to Santana. Chop to first, foul. Indians with a mark of 46 wins and 39 losses, a game and a half in front of second place Detroit. Chicago is in third place, 4.5 games back. Minnesota, 8 games off the pace, and the Kansas City Royals last in the division, 11 games out. The 3-2. Toronto at 42 and 46. They've dropped 7 of their last 10 coming in, and they've fallen 10.5 games out in the AL East, currently in 4th place. Tampa Bay is 3rd best in the AL East, 4 games out. Then Boston just a half game in back of front-running New York. Baltimore bringing up the rear in the AL East. They're 14.5 out. The Blue Jays on the year are 23 and 24, very respectable on the road, just a game below the 500 mark. They're a disappointing 19 and 22 at home this year. The 3-2. Ball 4, although the pitcher of Villanueva thought it was strike 3. He was headed toward the dugout.
That was pretty good pitch, I got to say. That looked like a curveball. He came down, and if anything, Matt, it was inside. If anything, it certainly wasn't low. I think that's a strike. You just don't get it called. He got away. On our Time Warner Cable pitch tracker, it had it listed as a strike.
That was a pretty good-looking pitch. 2 on, 2 out. Grady Sizemore will be the batter. 20 pitches in the first inning so far for Villanueva. High ball 1. They bunch Sizemore toward the gaps, give him the lines. And the center fielder Davis shading him a little bit toward left. Bounced it in front of the plate. Runners hold.
It's all right. I mean, Santana, nice job. The first thing he did when he got off first base, he looked at Brantley. That's very heads up. You keep your eye on the runner in front of you. Michael thought about going to third, but decided it wasn't far enough away. He did a really good job. I don't know if we can see him, but when you watch it as a base runner, you always watch the guy in front of you. Watch Santana. See him? He's looking right there, and he says, "Oh, you're not going? Okay, I'll stay put." Nice job.
Two on, 2 out. Bottom of the first, no score. And the 2-0 pitch to Sizemore. Almost hit him there, 3-0. And J.P. Arancibia going out to the mound. Both pitchers throwing a lot of first inning tosses.
Well, you know what? He came in here and he thought he had a strikeout, and he ended up having to go through it. And I think now he's trying to make the perfect pitch in this at bat to Grady. He made a good one to get out of the inning. It wasn't called. Now he's really going to have to struggle.
Grady can sit and wait here, 3-0. That's ball 4, and they're loaded. So he's walked 2. And they're filled with 2 down in the first for Orlando Cabrera. Orlando Cabrera has picked it up offensively, batting .323 over his last 17 games. And in bases loaded situations this year, he has been a terror, going 4 for 8 with 10 runs batted in. Zach McAllister made 25 pitches in the top half of this first inning. This will be the 25th pitch for Villanueva in the bottom of the first. And a big curve is called a strike. There's Zach McAllister. He's hoping to see Orlando Cabrera punch one in the alley here and give him the early lead.
That's what just a base hit. And you know what it would happen? 2 out base hit. It would let these hitters relax a little bit. And I think it would certainly break the back of Villanueva out there, who thought he was out of the inning. Now they want to go talk about it. This is about the fourth time he's walked out to talk to this guy this inning?
Yeah, not a real snappy pace here at the outset.
No, you know what? I mean, the game's just starting. I mean, if it was his first start or something like that, or he didn't know him, I could understand. But he's made this his, ninth start?
Bases full of Indians in the first, but 2 down, and an 0-2 count on Orlando Cabrera. Sails high. You see the runners. Brantley at third, Santana at second, Sizemore at first. And the 1-2 fouled back out of play. Manny Acta pleased with the way his team has responded ever since that sweep at the hands of San Francisco. Winning 3 straight series. Now the 1-2. Popped him up. Right field, Thames makes the catch, and the Indians leave him loaded. A lengthy first inning, but no score.
McDonald's, the Mango Pineapple Real Fruit Smoothie has arrived. by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers, and by AT&T.
We go to the second inning here at Progressive Field. No score. Aaron Hill, Edwin Encarnacion, and Travis Snyder for the Blue Jays. And McAllister misses down low for ball one. Aaron Hill, a .242 hitter on the year. 4 homers, 33 runs batted in. Up high with the heat. Way outside, ball 3. Fastball finds the corner. Popped up foul, back out of play.
It's already the 4th full count here for Zach McAllister.
Right back off the mask of Dana DeMuth. That'll wake you up.
Boy, direct hit.
It's up high, ball 4. Second walk issued by McAllister. And the Blue Jays get their leadoff man on here in a second.
Well, it's Kids KeyBank Fun Day on Sunday as they will wrap up with this series with the Blue Jays. It'll be the last game before the All-Star break, and all the kids want to arrive early. They've got a new Wildwater Kingdom kiosk. Show your game ticket, and if your child is 48 inches or taller, or excuse me, or under, they'll receive a free ticket to the Wildwater Kingdom.
Ball 1 up high to Edwin Encarnacion. Boy, if these two guys don't find a strike zone, this is going to be a long evening. Both McAllister and Villanueva struggling at the outset. Villanueva walked a pair in the first, and now 2 walks for McAllister, but both throwing more balls than strikes.
Yeah, that's, you have to pitch to contact. He was noted for having decent control or good control, and you start falling behind hitters, you're going to be in trouble.
There's a strike.
Maybe we can start the runner now.
He holds, and the pitch is popped up. The second baseman, Orlando Cabrera, makes the catch for out number 1. And it will bring up Travis Snyder. Snyder, left-handed power hitter, just has never quite fulfilled the potential, at least to this point, that the Jays envision.
No, a young kid that, he has to learn. He's had opportunities. When they let Rivera go, they recalled Snyder. He has good pop in his bat. It's a matter of finding him a position.
Runner goes, throw down. Oh, and it glances off the glove of Cabrera. And now down to third goes Hill.
Well, if he catches it and tags him, he's out. That's not Santana's fault. I don't know why that ball just goes off the glove or the finger, that's going to be an error on Cabrera. I mean, that ball was a perfect throw, and Santana's had difficulties throwing guys out, but the time he makes a good one, they don't hold on to the throw. And that was a tough pitch to throw on. I don't know if Cabrera thought that that runner was going to hit him or slide into him, but there's the tag. He had him easily. So he gets up and goes to third base.
So a runner at third with one out now for Snyder. And the 1-2. Missed outside with that to even the count. Line to center, a base hit, and the Blue Jays strike first tonight. Snyder's 15th RBI on the year gives Toronto a 1-0 lead. And boy, that error is costly here in inning number 2.
Breaking ball upstairs. Those things are going to get hit. That little spinner up there gives Snyder a little swinging room, so Blue Jays will score first and play from in front tonight.
JP Arancibia, dozen homers, 36 driven in on the year. And he fouls that off of Santana's right leg. 0-2 the count. Zach McAllister, Indians right-hander, grew up in Illinois. Was a third-round pick of the Yankees out of Illinois Valley Central High School. He had committed to Nebraska while he was a senior. And then once the Yankees drafted him, they talked him into signing and starting his pro career. Not surprisingly, with his size, he was a pretty good basketball player. His high school was a runner-up in the state Class A basketball playoffs back in '06. Fouled off. Arancibia, 1-2 strike count. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Throw back to first, not in time. 2 down here in the inning. Third strikeout already for McAllister. And it's going to bring up Rajai Davis.
He runs that high heater up. It was about letter high, had a little movement coming in. He swings through it. And that's a way to keep the runner close.
A little bit outside for ball 1. Rajai Davis, 235 average on the air, homer, 18 driven in. And he went fishing there, 1-1. Gets ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. Another 25-pitch inning for McAllister at least. And that's a little bit outside 2-2.
Yeah, that's when you get up to this level, you want to see 15-pitch innings. And when you start getting up into 25, that's your one bad inning you want to have. You certainly don't want to go back-to-back 25-pitch innings. You will not last long.
McAllister with that big 6'6" frame, able to run it down, but then throws it away. And Blue Jays at second and third, and the inning will continue. Oh, boy. He was out of the inning.
Everything. Yeah, he made the nice play and just sort of dropped down nonchalantly, threw that ball over the head of everybody. You know, it's his fault, his mistake. He knows it. Nobody knows it better than him. He does. You know, so what you want to do now is just go out and settle him down, and that's what Tim Belcher is going to do. I mean, Laporta didn't even have a chance to jump at it. Now watch, he's on the side of the hill. He just pushes it over there. You know, he'd make that throw 100 times, and you could make it a good one. You know, your normal PFP doesn't happen. So Tim Belcher's just out there, settle him down. You keep the inning going. They scored in the inning because of an error. They're keeping this inning going because of the second error, and you're back up to the top of the lineup. So Tim Belcher just wants to settle him down, get out of this inning, and let's go. We'll talk about it.
Top of the order, Yunel Escobar grounded to short his first time up. And a strike called. In the air, right field. Buck backs up a couple, makes the catch, inning over. The error costly. Bottom of the second, 1-0 Toronto. Oh, a special thanks to our friends at Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care for their continued support of Sports Time Ohio. They're enjoying the ball game tonight down in the Sports Time Ohio suite. Travis Buck leading off inning number 2 for the Tribe. Home half here will feature Buck, Laporta, and Chisenhall.
Well, this is his first game back since hurting his leg in Cincinnati. He's missed, what, 4 games?
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 games.
Chased the ball in the dirt. And he strikes out for out number 1. Get a look at tonight's trivia question. It's brought to you by AT&T. On this day in 2006, Travis Hafner hit his 5th grand slam of the season. Whose team record did he break? We'll have the answer coming up later on. Carlos Villanueva facing Matt Laporta here with one out in the second inning, and it's an 0-2 count, so maybe he's figured something out since that first inning. Laporta shoots it out of play.
Well, yeah, he's come out this inning firing strikes.
High fly ball fouled on the left side.
Yeah, gets away with one there. 0-2 count, maybe that's why.
Rounded to third. Bautista. Strong throwing arm takes care of Laporta. 2 down. Our great clip of the game from last night, Lonnie Chisenhall's first Major League home run, and he made it count. When they needed a little insurance, he gave it to him, socking it out to deep right field. Relax, you're at Great Clips, helping the Tribe to a series win over the New York Yankees.
I'm sure they got him that baseball, too.
It was actually former Indians employee Alex Slemps' son who got that home run ball last night in right field. And we saw Alex after the ball game, who exchanged the home run ball for an autographed baseball.
His son. How about that? That was great, wasn't it? Oh! That's, I think, off the helmet to the mouth. Right off the flap.
Lonnie Chisenhall.
Oh, boy.
Down at home plate.
Not good.
Indians trainer Lonnie Soloff immediately out there to attend to Chisenhall. Might be a little stunned more than anything.
We did hear it hit the helmet, but I'm sure that deflected off his mouth as well. Came down, might have been right into the chin. There it goes up and in. He couldn't get out of the way, and it was a deflection. Oh, boy.
Tell you, Rick, I thought initially it had him hit him in the mouth, but it might have got him up closer
on the
to the nose or on the cheek.
The cheek, right. Not good either way.
Yeah, I think
right
it
under
just
the eye there.
Glanced him right under the eye and hit the nose as well.
Looks like it's swollen already. And then in the nose. Oh, boy. Not much you could do to get out of the way of that one unless you really turned in a hurry. And he didn't. There's Lonnie looking at his cheekbone. But here's another look at it. It's not pretty. See, it just deflects the cheek and maybe a piece of the nose as it gets out of there, and he goes straight down. That's not good. I'm sure we'll see Hanahan. I don't even think they'll let him stay in just to go out and precautionary get an X-ray when it comes up to the head.
As you said, it looked like it was swelling almost immediately around the eye.
No question. You got to get him out of there just to get X-rays and everything. See what happened. So Hanahan's going to run for him, but let's hope he is okay. He looks okay. He's under his own power, but you can see that little mouse under the eye. Around the cheek. And
see, that's where it hit initially, Rick.
Yeah.
And then it must have glanced right into the nose off the cheek.
Oh, boy.
So Lonnie Chisenhall, unfortunately, makes an early exit tonight. And now Jack Hanahan will run it first.
Oh, man, that's a tough break for the kid. I'm sorry. I hate to see that.
Top of the order, Michael Brantley now. Brantley singled to right field his first time up. And looks at the ball outside. Strike called to Brantley, and the count evens at 1-1. Breaking ball. And Dana DeMuth races the right hand. Brantley down on the count now, 1-2. With Hanahan at first and 2 down, the 1-2 pitch is lined toward left center. That's in the gap. Snyder will cut it off, but not before Hanahan gets to third. Brantley holds with a single. Indians at the corners with 2 down. Nice piece of hitting by Michael Brantley, who's now 2 for 2 on the night.
Yeah, he has both hits for the Indians. Nice job. Another pitch that this is the second time in a row he's had. This time it's a fastball. He goes the other way. The first time up it was a changeup that he was able to pull down the right field line. This time he gets on top of a fastball, drives it the other way, keeps the inning going. 2 outs. They have another chance, to get on the board with 2 outs now.
As Dribble Cabrera flied to right his first time up. The pitch. And he pops it out of play to the left. Cabrera trying to come up with a big 2-out hit here. And at least draw the Indians right back to even with the Blue Jays. Up high, 1 ball, 1 strike.
A guy that doesn't look like he likes to throw his fastball for strikes. He moves it around. He did throw that one, but it was up to Michael Brantley, and he took advantage of it.
Well, like his rookie counterpart, Zach McAllister, he's throwing a lot of pitches here early in this game. Already 45 pitches for Villanueva. In the air, left field, routine for Snyder. And the inning is over. 2 complete. It's Toronto 1, Cleveland nothing. Back here, top of the third. I want to remind you to stay tuned later in the game to see our Miller Taste Greatness moment. Eric Thames called out on strikes his first time up. Three and 0 the count. You know, the other thing that worries you about Lonnie Chisenhall, Rick, is remember just a few weeks ago before he was called up, he had that concussion down at AAA.
Right.
There's a long fly ball, right field. Back is Buck. On the track, at the wall, makes the catch. One away. Well, let's go downstairs and check in for the first time tonight with Katie Witham.
Well, guys, you know, we have a 4-game set here with the Toronto Blue Jays tomorrow night. The Indians have a ton planned for you out here at the ballpark. It's half-price student ID night, as well as one of the best fireworks show around is going to be going on tonight, and even better, it will be set to the tune of the top 50 from the Billboard's hottest music out there. You can log on and get your tickets at Indians.com, guys.
Thanks, Katie.
Friday and Saturday. Busy weekend going into the break.
McAllister's 1-1. And another strike to Jose Bautista, who walked his first time up. In the air right field again. Buck once again makes the catch. 2 away. Let's have a look at our minor league report tonight. It's brought to you by Kia. Drew Pomerantz in a 3-1 win last night went 7 innings, giving up just 3 hits and struck out 7. What that 1.87 ERA on the year.
95 punch-outs in 77 innings. You like that?
He's averaging just a little over 5 innings per start, and that's more than anything just keeping an eye on the pitch count, and as they do with all young pitchers. Ripped foul. There's John Farrell. Spent a long time with the Indians organization before deciding to go back onto the field with the Boston Red Sox as their pitching coach in 2007. Now at the helm in Toronto. Well, there are a lot of people who thought John Farrell was on the fast track to becoming a general manager. Swung on and missed. McAllister gets the strikeout, and he bounces back with a 1-2-3 third inning. of the third inning. Travis Hafner, Carlos Santana, and Grady Sizemore for the Indians. It's up high for ball one.
Now the defense, you've got Bautista in right field. You
well,
see
that's
what
a
I'm
little
saying?
closer
Remember,
to home.
Well, yeah. He went the last time when they had the three guys on the right side. He was on the dirt.
Well, that was with
this
the runner
time
on
he's
base.
the roving. Okay, he's the roving outfielder now, and that's why that answers Teflon's question. He's got a better arm, so they put him in back in right field. That's his normal position.
After a swing and a miss, it's 1-2. There can't be a hitter in baseball that sees more exotic shifts than Hafner.
You know, and the reason they moved Bautista from right field, not back into third base, they were getting no production out of that spot all year long. So they said, you know, and he's a good athlete. He can play anywhere on the field. He's the roving, it's like a softball.
Yeah, sure is.
Outfield.
And Hafner crosses him up with a smash right up the gut.
They should have stayed with the one they had last time, and it was there.
Bronk is 1 for 2 tonight. The Indians get their leadoff man aboard for the second time this evening.
Well, that's exactly, look at him, right back up the middle. You can see the shift, those three guys in the triangle there, and there's the second ball. If they had the three on the dirt, they would have been right there. But no, it goes for a single for Travis Hafner. Third hit for the Indians.
Carlos Santana walked his first time up. And takes the ball outside. Tigers and Royals underway in Kansas City, no score. Twins, White Sox underway in Chicago, also no score. Keep you updated on those games as the night goes along. 1-0 pitch. Down too low, 2 balls, no strikes. Missed badly there. 3 balls, no strikes, and Grady Sizemore waits on deck. Remember, in the first inning, Villanueva walked Santana and Sizemore back-to-back, but there were already 2 outs at the time. And then Cabrera flied out to end the inning with the bases loaded. 3-0 pitch here. Finds a strike. Tampa Bay jumping on the Yankees tonight for a 3-0 lead in the Bronx. They're in the 4th inning. In New York, Baltimore leads Boston 2-0. They're in the 3rd at Fenway. 3-1 delivery. Santana just can't convince himself that they're not going to throw him a fastball.
Well, you know, you're looking for the fastball and you get the changeup. You know, that's okay. You're going to see that a lot, but you don't swing when you don't get the fastball. And sometimes that's hard not to do because you think it's coming. And, you know, a changeup is a tough pitch.
And the payoff pitch, fastball, struck him out.
He threw the fastball by him.
Second strikeout, 1 down in the 3rd from 3-0 to come back and get him.
Well, you see it now. You're probably getting your mind, all right, he's coming back with that. But then again, he swings the fastball, which is a ball. That's out of the zone. So he ended up getting himself out in that at-bat. After going 3-0, he gives him the 3-0 pitch, strike 1. Swung at a changeup, which he wasn't looking for, and then swings at a fastball that's out of the zone. So you get yourself out as a hitter right there.
Grady Sizemore walked his first time up. And he wails away at a pitch, 0-1. Another off-speed pitch and a slow breaking ball drops in for strike 2.
You see, he's approaching basically with all off-speed pitches, it looks like, to try and hit the strike zone. And just showing his fastball. He's a guy that you just got to sit back, use the middle part of the field. You know, sometimes you spot him a fastball. You don't sit fastball off this guy. Go.
That was a good block, but Aaron Sebia had no idea where it was. It was right in front of him, but it popped up into the air when it deflected off of his body. And that enables Hafner to get to second base.
Well, sometimes you don't know where it goes, and it pops straight up, and you lose it because you have the helmet and the mask on, and he didn't see where it went. A lot of times it'll be out in front of you where you can see it, and that's where he's looking. He looks to his side. Now he doesn't see it. There it is. Not before Hafner could get to second base.
So once again, a runner in scoring position for the Indians. And another swing and a miss, another strikeout. That's 3 now for Villanueva, 2 here in the inning. Log on to STOHD.com and you can buy a $20 gift card from Johnny Malloy's in Lakewood, and you'll get one free. Johnny Malloy's is kid-friendly, features the best ribs in town along with award-winning pizza. Johnny Malloy's in Lakewood. Join them on their patio for your next happy hour. Orlando Cabrera flied to right his first time up. That's foul over.
Got to send out some birthday wishes tonight. Again, we want to send out to Jim Libator, who is one of our own at STO. Happy 49th birthday.
49.
Irene Rattay of Amherst is 92. Happy birthday. Dick Smith of Port Clinton is turning 90 today. Happy birthday, Dick.
Orlando Cabrera waits the pitch, and a liner towards short on one hop. Escobar with a nice backhander throws him out, and the inning is over. 3 complete. It's Toronto 1, Cleveland nothing. Toronto with a 1-0 lead. Aaron Hill will lead it off. He has accounted for Toronto's only run tonight, and only run of the game for that matter, when he walked. And then he went to second trying to steal the base. He was out. But Asdrubal Cabrera couldn't come up with the throw. And on the air, he got to go to third base and came home on an RBI hit. Jack Hanahan's throw pulls Laporta off the bag, and Hill is safe at first.
I'll tell you what, that's got to be a base hit there. He had to go back on that ball, and he jumped up. And then Hill got down the line very well. And I think when Jack was looking to throw that ball to first base, look, he had to go back, and it took a tough hop on him. He gets the throw over there. Laporta comes off the bag and just, doesn't sweep it, but he gets there. It'll go as a base hit.
Edwin Encarnacion popped up on the infield his first time up. And a strike is called. Well, after struggling with his command, Zach McAllister's thrown 11, make it 12 straight strikes. And 70 pitches now on the evening. He threw a bunch in those first 2 frames, but he set him down 1, 2, 3 in the third before the infield hit by Hill to open this 4th inning. Ripped to left. Back-to-back hits now to open this 4th inning for Toronto. And that's going to bring up Travis Snyder, who drove in the only run of the game with a base hit in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, that one just came back over the middle of the plate. And he jumped on it. So back-to-back hits. They have 3 on the night.
Carlos Santana going to go out to talk with McAllister, who called him out.
Yeah, let's get on the same page with what we're going to use for signs with a man on second base. I'm sure that's what that's all about.
Inside, ball 1. Two on, nobody out here in the 4th. And he misses badly there. 2 balls, no strikes. Happy birthday wishes going out tonight to Parker Rowe, who turns 1 year old today in Brimfield, Ohio. And also happy birthday wishes to R.J. Dye, celebrating his 44th in Ashland. Big bouncer to second. Orlando to his dribble for 1. No return throw. And Blue Jays at first and third with 1 out.
Well, enjoy time at the ballpark with your family any day or night with the KeyBank Grand Slam 4-pack. It includes 4 tickets, food, 4 Indians caps, and also parking. Everything you need in one easy, affordable package. Visit Indians.com and purchase your tickets today.
Swung on and missed. Arancibia struck out his first time up. McAllister fires. Hit off the end of the bat, shallow center. Long run in for Sizemore. Sprinting, diving, can't get there. And the Blue Jays score again. J.P. Arancibia with a little pop fly that drops for a hit. And he has his 37th RBI on the year. Blue Jays at first and second with 1 out. And a 2-0 lead.
Well, that's that was up there a long time. And you can see he's got a long way to go to come get it. He's going to try and dive, but just couldn't get there. It falls for a single. It goes as a base hit. The Jays take a 2-0 lead. And the 37th RBI for Arancibia.
Rajai Davis fouls one out of play to the right. Davis, a little comebacker to the mound his last time up. He does it again. It gets through this time, though. And the Blue Jays are going to score another run. It glanced off of Orlando Cabrera's glove, and when it caromed toward left center, Snyder scores easily, 3-0 Toronto. Davis with his 19th run batted in on the year.
Yeah, right back up the middle. As he was turning, nothing he could do. It was just to his side. You're falling off the other way, right up the middle. Cabrera, the best he would have been able to do is just try and dive. He tried to slap it and kick it back to Asdrubal. Couldn't do it. Snyder comes in. He will score. It's 3-0. 5 hits now for the Jays, and still just one out with runners on first and second. And this is already the third time up for Escobar. We are in just the fourth inning.
Two on, one out, 0-2 pitch, and he would not go after it. Escobar's grounded out, flied out. Toronto has built a 3-0 lead. In the dirt, Santana with a nice block, and the runners have to hold. Aaron Sebia is at second base. Davis down at first with one away. And Zach McAllister at 83 pitches so far on the night. Running into trouble here in the fourth inning after he breezed through that third inning. Outside with it, full count. Eric Thames waits on deck for Toronto.
It's 5 full counts now. He's going deep in the count to a lot of guys, and this is a guy that I thought pitched to contact. It certainly hasn't been that way tonight.
Up high, he's walked him. Bases are loaded. And with one out, Eric Thames will be the batter. He is 0 for 2.
Got to think that bullpen's got to get up and going now, don't you?
Well, you keep waiting for it.
Well, I mean, he's looking at his card, but I mean, there's one out. You don't want to fall too far behind in this game. They're stalling for time. They're going to figure what they do, but I would assume you've got to get somebody up here.
Remember, Zach McAllister at AAA Columbus this year was 8-3 with a 2.97 ERA. And Thames looks at ball one up high. Thames sent Travis Buck to the base of the wall in right field his last time up. Two balls, no strikes. And now it's time for the bullpen to spring into action. Three 3-0. Strike called. 3 balls and a strike. With the bases loaded and 1 out here in the 4th. Rafael Perez yet to throw a pitch, just now getting up. The 3-1. Out of play, full count. And McAllister just hit the 90 pitch mark tonight.
Wow.
With 1 out here in the 4th. This will be the 3rd time he's made at least 25 pitches in an inning. And the payoff pitch is hit in the air to left, shallow.
That's not going to get it done.
Brantley coming in, makes the catch, and the runners have to hold. So that worked out well.
Yeah, but
2 down, and now you've got to face Jose Bautista. But if he can get Bautista and get out of this, then that's going to be a huge feather in the young man's cap.
Right now, I think this is the out of the ball game right here. If you can get this, then you may have a chance. I would think he would be done anyway, but still. This is the key out, because if base hit here, you're going to fall down by plenty. Keep it a 3-0 ball game. Still in it.
A little bit outside. McAllister ready with a 1-0. Smashed to short as dribble. Backhand grab goes to second for the inning-ending force. Well, hey, Zach McAllister has had his moments here tonight, but give him credit. He was up against the ropes, but he bobs and weaves and gets out of trouble. They're down 3-0. They've had opportunities. That's the frustrating thing. Had them loaded in the first and third in the second, runner in scoring position in the third. They've got nothing to show for it. Zach McAllister, meanwhile, the old bend but don't break defense.
Well, both teams have left 6 runners stranded. The Indians certainly have had opportunities, but the Indians, I think, are also lucky that it's still just 3-0. But they should be on the board, no question about it.
Travis Buck struck out his first time up. Back out of play. I'm assuming McAllister's night is over because Rafael Perez is still up in the Indians' bullpen.
I would think so, because I'm telling you, he walked the tightrope, and he's about at the end. When you start throwing 25 pitch innings, you're not going to hang around long. And now they're already going through the 3rd time in their lineup.
Yeah, I know Manny Acta and Tim Belcher didn't want to have to use their bullpen for 5 innings tonight.
Well, some things, plans change, you know. And they're certainly changed right now. But offensively, you got to come back and try and get on the board. They answered now. See if you can get one on the board here and get some of that momentum back.
And the 1-2. Bounced in the 2-2. Boy, Tampa Bay taking it to New York. 5-0 Rays over the Yankees in the 5th inning at Yankee Stadium. In that game, by the way, Derek Jeter doubled in the 1st inning, getting into hit number 2,998.
So he's 2 away. Well, and, you know, good for him. He'll get it hopefully before the All-Star break. They can celebrate in New York, and he can move on and go to the All-Star game and enjoy it. Quite an accomplishment.
Meanwhile, pitch number 70 on the night right here for Carlos Villanueva. Swing and a miss. Buck strikes out. That's 4 Ks for the Blue Jays right-hander. We'll go back to the studios right now for an in-game update. Here's Al Pawlowski.
All right, Matt, Rick, let's go to Chicago. Twins taking on the White Sox in Minnesota on the board first. Top of the 1st inning. Joe Mauer, single to center field, scores Ben Revere. Twins just added another in the 2nd inning, so they're up 2-0. Still batting top of the 2nd at U.S. Cellular Field. Back to you, Matt.
Well, divisional play. They're back at it. Detroit's at Kansas City, Minnesota, Chicago.
Backhanded fair ball. Batista from foul territory throws out Laporta.
How about that arm? That's why they moved him over there. He's some kind of athlete. He took a base hit away from Matt Laporta. He got up, and his reaction after that was really good. You know, it took him a little while to take some ground balls. Look at this. You're not going to get a further throw. But I mean right on the money. That was a terrific play as a third baseman. And this guy's only been there less than a week.
And that throw is on a line.
Yeah, it was. Well, he's throwing from right field. He's got a cannon. Some kind of athlete that guy is. And boy, oh boy. Wherever you want to put him, he will not hurt you. That's a beautiful play.
You know, people just don't have an appreciation for how difficult that is to go from right field to third base to right field. I remember when we had Holbert Cabrera years ago, and he did a lot of that bouncing back and forth, infield to outfield. And he said it was very difficult on your arm because it's hard on your arm because your arm gets conditioned to make certain throws. And when you go from one extreme to the other like that, it can be difficult.
I'm going to tell you, that throw he just made there, that's as deep as you can make it as a third baseman. He put something on it. That is a terrific play. And I mean, at the end of it, he gave himself a fist pump because he was that's how good it was.
Well, that's why you appreciate a guy like this because he's not a one-trick pony. He's not just slugging home runs.
He's a team player.
He's hitting for average. He plays great defense with the glove, has the arm. Hanahan lost the bat. 2-2 the count. Now the 2-2. In the dirt, full count. Here's the payoff pitch. And Jack stays alive. He spoils it to stay in the at-bat here. Hanahan came on for Lonnie Chisenhall, who was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, a ball that came up and in. Looked like it caught him just below the right eye and then glanced and hit his nose as well.
Yeah, it was not pretty.
The 3-2. Jack sends a high fly ball to right. Back is Thames, still going back at the wall. Leaps up, it's high off the fence. Hanahan around second, headed for third, and he'll go in there with a 2-out triple. Just missed hitting it out of here. And perhaps the fact that we've got just enough of a breeze coming in from right field might have knocked it down, Rick. I don't know.
Well, it was hit high enough. I thought it was going to get out of there, especially after looking at Thames going back. But it did. It hit off the wall. And here you go, 2 outs, and you get it started. It's a high break. Oh, he got out there and got the barrel head out in front. That was a curveball. I think Jack thought he got it. As you go back, look at the concessionaire sitting there. He goes up and jumps, and it's just below.
Yeah.
That yellow line. So good call. He cruises into third easily for his first triple.
And it'll bring up Michael Brantley.
But there's 2 outs. That's the bad thing. But Brantley 2 for 2. Again, every inning they've had an opportunity to do something. It seems like it comes with 2 outs.
Brantley singled to right in the first inning. In the second, he singled the opposite way to left. Indians trying to get on the board here. With 2 down and a runner at third, the 0-1 pitch and the 80th pitch of the night. Up and in, 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes. I talked about the old bend but don't break defense. Villanueva has been like Gumby.
Yeah, it's been the same both ways. It really has, except Toronto has been able to get on the board. The first run came via the error. They haven't made any errors to help out the Indians and let them score.
A well-placed pop-up. And then an infield hit that glanced off a glove. That's been it for Toronto. Not like they're pounding the ball. 1-2 pitch in the dirt.
Both these pitchers nibbling. They don't want to throw strikes.
Well, in McAllister's case, it almost appears that he's just been unable to throw strikes. Villanueva looks like he's trying to avoid the strike zone at all costs. The 2-2. Off the end of the bat towards center field, dropping in a hurry. Davis coming over to make the catch and keeps the Indians off the board. 4 complete. Toronto 3, Cleveland nothing. United, proud to fly the Cleveland Indians. By your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers, it's time to join the Hyundai movement. And by Panini's, get overstuffed at any one of 18 locations in Northeast Ohio. All right, it's a 3-0 Blue Jays lead. And as we go to the 5th inning, the Indians go to the bullpen, and the call there is brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. So Zach McAllister's major league debut goes 4 innings. And Rafael Perez, left-hander, coming on now for the Indians.
Well, now you have to eat up some innings here out of that bullpen again. And, try and keep it a 3-0 game until that offense can get going. 7 runners stranded so far by the Indians. Toronto has left 6, so now it's Perez's turn. I would think Zach a little disappointed maybe with that first major league start with the control. He walked. I thought he walked 3.
He walked 3, struck out 4.
Right. And had problems. At one time, though, he zoned in. Would he throw 12 straight strikes? But 94 pitches in 4 innings, that's not how you want to cut it up here.
Adam Lynn will lead off for Toronto. Then it's Aaron Hill and Edwin Encarnacion. Adam Lynn struck out twice against Zach McAllister, so he did not fare well against the Indians' rookie right-hander in his major league debut tonight. Now he gets the lefty-lefty matchup here, and that's down low, 1-1. Some sad baseball news tonight. Hall of Fame manager Dick Williams passing at the age of 82. A couple of World Series titles with the Oakland A's. One of only 2 managers in the big leagues to take 3 different teams to the World Series. And also took, in addition to Oakland, San Diego in '84. Yeah, remember that great run. And the Red Sox in '67.
Now his son is a scout. I'm trying to think with who. I don't know if it's with the Yankees or. I know he's been around and he is a scout.
Swung on and missed. Rafi Perez gets the strikeout. 1 down here in the 5th. If I remember right, he had a great book. I think it was titled "No More Mr. Nice Guy." Scoreboard update brought to you by your Northern Ohio Ford dealers in the all-new 2012 Ford Focus. Ford, drive one. Aaron Hill has been on twice tonight, once via the walk, once when he singled, and he has also scored twice. And Perez deals in the dirt, 1-1. Raining in St. Louis, Cardinals D-backs in a rain delay.
The Cardinals are back into first place in the Central Division.
Yeah, by a game over Milwaukee.
Yes, they are.
A surprising team in the National League, Pittsburgh. Just a game and a half out in that Central Division. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Detroit out to the early 2-0 lead over Kansas City. They're in the 3rd. Twins lead the White Sox 3-0 in Chicago. Here it's 3-0 Toronto in the 5th. The 2-1. Smashed in the hole. Another hit for Aaron Hill.
Well, Hill having a nice night. Has been on all 3 times now. Finds the hole between short and third. All 6 hits by the Jays have been singles tonight.
No, that's what I said earlier. I mean, they have the lead, but it's not like they're hitting rockets all over the field. A couple of well-placed hits, a little bloop that fell in the center. Ball that glanced off a glove, headed up the middle. Runner goes, throw down, and the throw is offline, but a great tag by Orlando Cabrera. Somehow he got leather on Aaron Hill for out number 2.
You talk about staying with it. I mean, this is a case where, I mean, the throw was way offline, but Cabrera did a beautiful job on the hit and run. It's going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. Look at Cabrera, because he tagged him before his foot got up there when he tried to jump. He never got to the base. If his foot went in there originally, he would have had him to begin with. That's just persistence on Orlando's part. Very nice. Yes, indeed. Nicely done.
Swung on and missed. Encarnacion falls behind 0-2.
You know, they started the runner there with Hill, and he's not really a base stealer, but, you know, with the left-hander, you figure you'll create something when the swing and miss, and they get the out.
Liner to short, and it skips past Cabrera. That ball had some serious heat on it.
That, my friends, is what you call a bullet. That's why I went from the infield to the outfield right there.
Well, even as hard as that was hit, he doesn't miss many of these.
No, I'll tell you what, that's just a do-or-die play. I mean, yeah, it's just a matter of where that ball bounces, and it got in on him so fast and so quickly. He thought it was going to hit the dirt and maybe come up. That ball stayed up a little bit longer than he thought. And I mean a bullet.
As I was watching that replay, I'm thinking, you know, we're all taught, stay in front of the ball.
Oh, no way.
you stay in front of that one.
You don't have time, first of all. What, are you going to jump in front of it?
It might have knocked him into left field.
Like I said, balls like that I'd run from.
Live to fight another day.
Yeah. You know what? You threw it, you catch it, not me.
Swing and a miss. It's
no,
1-1.
sirree, you don't get in front of those. We'll be sending out our condolences if you do. It's either that or it's like the old cartoon you'd see. If you put your glove there, you're going to have a hole in it, and the smoke would be going through it, and you'd be looking at your hand. It'd be throbbing.
And somewhere Bugs Bunny would be cackling. 1-1 fouled off. One on with 2 away here in the 5th. Lob throw to first, but
that's all right. I like that there. That's just to pay attention to him, because Encarnacion's not a base stealer. So they say in a 1-2 count, you got the left-hander, you figure you may throw him a breaking ball in that situation. Let me just throw to first in case they want to go on first movement. I understand that, and I like it, because he probably will see a breaking ball right here.
And a good stop by Santana.
I think that's the call where the manager just says, pay attention to him. And then that way, once you throw over, you know, they think twice about taking off on first movement.
And the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Rafi Perez strikes out Snyder to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It's still Toronto 3, Cleveland nothing. Chuck's last call on Sports Time Ohio comes up later tonight. You think that guy really made that sign, or did somebody from STO come in here and ask him to hold that?
I want
up?
Rick Manning's job when I grow up. Come on up, kid. You can have it now. I don't blame you. I don't work for a living. I don't have a job, so I don't know which one he wants to take.
You've never had a job.
I know that. I'll be the first to tell you.
Maybe when you were a kid, you might have had some
chores.
Hard labor.
I had chores. Never had a job.
You and Frankie and Pat never shoveled snow, or?
Well, sure we did.
See?
I mean, we were on our own.
That's a job.
Cutting lawns and stuff like that when you're a kid. It's not a job. It's chores. If you want money, go do something.
2-0 pitch. That's advice for all you kids out there. You want money? Go do something.
Go do something. If you do something well and people like it, you'll get paid very well.
Pearls of wisdom from your Uncle Arch. As Drupal Cabrera, 0 for 2 tonight. The 2-1 pitch is low. 3 balls and a strike.
You want to make money? Follow me around.
Yeah, just absolutely. Tommy Bowe follows you around. He just picks up all your loose change that falls out of your pockets.
Doubt.
Now the 3-1 to his Drupal. Ball, a called strike. Looked like it was going to be outside, but Dana Demus says no. As Drupal thought it was ball 4. Instead, it's a full count.
Well, let's take a look and see what you think.
That's ball 4.
There's no question. It's ball 4. That angle, and that's not even on the right angle.
That is ball 4.
No, you're
Oh,
going
and
to
now
say
they said he went around.
You know why? Because it's the third base umpire's call, and he did go around, but he got hammered on that pitch before. He should have been on first base, and now they throw the curveball, and the umpire at third, he's asked him, did he go? Yes, he probably did go. So look at, see, you get help from home plate umpire, and he did go. So he gets, he should be on first, and it didn't happen.
You think he went? I still didn't look like he went.
I thought he did.
All right, that's 5 Ks now for Carlos Villanueva. One down for Travis Hafner. And a fastball up high. at the knees, 1-1. Hafner went 3 for 10 in the Yankees series. Two balls and a strike.
Send out some more birthday wishes. Warren Hainline of North Carolina turning 63. Bill Painter of Huntersville, North Carolina, is 32. Jack Brushaver, Sandusky, is turning 29. Happy birthday. A couple more to go. July's a busy month.
That ball ate up Aaron Hill.
Yeah,
Shift or no shift. You can't defense that. And a one-out single for Hafner, his second hit of the night. That's similar to the ball that was hit at Asdrubal Cabrera.
No doubt. I mean, these are do-or-die plays, but, you know, they used to say when we were playing right there, get the married men off the infield when they're hit that hard because, I mean to tell you, look at that. That ball jumped up. He did a terrific job to get leather on it. But there you go, another hard-hit ball. So Hafner gets his second hit.
And Carlos Santana with a walk and a strikeout tonight steps in. Villanueva over 90 pitches already now on the night. And a base hit in the right field for Santana. Hafner will have to stop at second. And back-to-back singles for the Tribe here in inning number 5 with one out. Well, Zach McAllister, the Indian starter, only lasted 4 innings. Villanueva might not make it through 5.
Well, this is a mistake here by Villanueva. He threw the fastball, but he throws it away, and that's, you know, there you go. Santana finally got his fastball to hit, and he put a nice swing on it. Base hit to right field. So back-to-back singles. One out. It'll give Grady Sizemore an opportunity now to get the Indians on the board.
Sizemore has walked and struck out tonight. And like Santana, he just needs to take that same approach, and that is weight back.
Well,
his last at bat,
okay.
he was way out in front of everything.
He was, and both of those guys, it was on changeups. Normally, he hasn't been throwing that fastball in hittable spots. He's usually throwing it in off the plate to get you the look in there, but he hasn't been throwing it for many strikes.
Gets it over for a strike here, 0-1. Just missed with that to even the count at 1-1. Grady Sizemore has hit just .239 with runners in scoring position on the year. Trying to keep the offensive momentum rolling here. The 1-1. Bounced it foul. Since Grady Sizemore came back off the DL on May 27th, almost half of his hits have been extra bases. 12 of his 25 hits have gone for extra bags. 9 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs.
Well, I'd take a single right here.
Just a little tap foul, stayed right in the batter's box.
Change up away. A couple more birthday wishes. Gabriella Hagee of Akron is 11 years old today. Gabriella, happy birthday to you. And her dad, Bill, is going to be 43 tomorrow. So I figured I'd get you both at once. Happy birthday.
Grady Sizemore with a couple aboard and one out here in this 5th inning. Stacking the cups and the plates and anything else they can find. Got him looking. 6 strikeouts for the Toronto right-hander.
Well, painted the fastball outside edge. That's what happens with these guys that throw so many off-speed pitches. You sit there in situations, you look for one, and then all of a sudden, man, that might have been his best fastball of the night at 91. And it was right outside on the edge.
Orlando Cabrera 0 for 2. It's outside for ball 1. Villanueva with 6 strikeouts tonight. That ties his career high, and down go the Cubs. Villanueva has been a frustrating pitcher for this Indians offense because they've had opportunities in every single inning. But to this point, nothing to show for it. They stranded 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 each in the 3rd and 4th.
And this is the only inning that they've been able to get 2 hits in the inning.
And runners in scoring position every time.
Yeah, every inning. They just haven't been able to get the big hit when they need it. The Indians, of course, they're 3rd in the league when it comes to hitting with runners in scoring position at 268 behind Kansas City and Texas in this league, but they haven't got one tonight.
100 pitches on the evening for Villanueva. And the 2-0. Popped him up behind the plate to the screen. Arancibia makes the catch. And another frustrating inning for the Indians. 5 complete. 3-0 Toronto. Pick up your Wahoo Bucks $5 discount coupons for the Subway Extreme Fan Zone. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians Fun Money, and you'll get great discounts on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat. Sixth inning. Rafael Perez will stay on for a second inning of relief work. They'll be facing J.P. Arancibia, Rajai Davis, and Yunel Escobar. Aaron Sebia drove in a run in the fourth with a base hit. He had that little bloop pop-up that dropped just in front of a diving Grady Sizemore.
No, it's been the bottom part of Toronto's lineup that's done all of the damage tonight. Hitters 1 through 4 are 0 for 10. 5 through 9 are 7 for 12.
Aaron Hill and Edwin Encarnacion each have 2 hits, 5 and 6 hole hitters. There's a long fly ball to left, but Brantley cruising back makes the catch, 1 away. Our game recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. And it was Travis Snyder who got the RBI hit in the second to give Toronto the 1-0 lead. Scary moment here. Lonnie Chisenhall hit just below the right eye and had to leave the ball game. No word on his condition at this point. And then Toronto tacked on 2 in the 4th inning. Find out about more than 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com. Now the 0-1. Right back. Rafael Perez has made 20 pitches, and look at that, 15 for strikes. Fouled into the Indians' dugout, 0-2. Two-strike pitch. Almost went after it, but held up. Indians have beaten Toronto 8 of their last 10 meetings. But the Blue Jays, wow, that ball was hit off the end of the dugout, right off the railing, and skipped up into the seat. I think it almost picked off our Katie Witham.
If she's in that camera bay down at third base, it did.
Is that Katie?
No, it's not. Yeah, she's high. That's
Yeah.
it. Katie, it almost found you.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Punch the other way. I did some time down in that
That
little
bay down
photo
there.
bay
I'm
back,
sure they
back in the
find
old
you.
days. And the problem is if it's coming at you, there's not much you can do. It's hard to move down there because there's camera equipment and rakes and other human bodies. So
Call that the ugly finder, boy.
you just hope it doesn't hit
It's
you.
going to find you. It's going to find you.
I should have bruises everywhere then. Down low, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You do. You just don't see them.
And the other thing, too, Rick, as you know, usually when they're fouled off down there, they're coming at a high rate of
Very
speed.
high, and they ricochet.
And when they hit that railing, you have no idea where it's going next. Full count. Three-two pitch. Chop towards third. Backhanded by Hanahan, but it's a foul ball. And
Well,
would not have had a play.
You're right. It would have been a base hit, but that's a terrific effort. I mean, just foul. You're right. He wouldn't have had a chance, and you can see it certainly is foul. But that goes to show you play, you position yourself to where you can get down the line to where that ball can't get past you, and he certainly did. Of course, that wasn't a ball hit right on the nose, but still able to get to it. Nice play.
And a pretty good at bat, but Sizemore's going to run it down in the gap. Davis made him throw a lot of pitches, fouled a bunch of them off, and hit it hard. But Grady Sizemore able to grab it for out number 2. Let's go back to the studios once again. Get the latest on the Tigers-Royals game from Al Pulowski.
Hey, man, Tigers only a game and a half back entering play tonight behind the Tribe, and these are the only runs thus far. A 2-run homer by Ryan Rayburn off Duffy here in the second inning. His 8th of the year. They're now in the top of the 5th at Kauffman Stadium. Still 2-0 Detroit over KC. Back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Al. Yunel Escobar 0 for 2, walked his last time up. 3 runs on 7 hits for Toronto. No runs on 6 hits for the Indians. A little bit inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Cincinnati leading Milwaukee 2-1. They're in the 4th inning at Miller Park. Reds 3 games off the pace.
Yeah, we said going in they lost 2 out of 3 to St. Louis. They ended up blowing an 8-0 lead last night, but beating the Cardinals in 14. So that could save their first half.
Imagine
now they got 4 in Milwaukee.
Imagine had they lost that game after blowing an 8-run lead, and that could have been a real.
They ended up coming back to win it. So now they've got 4 going into the break. So a big weekend for them.
And the 3-0 pitch. There's a strike. Two-out walk. Nobody throwing in the Tribe pen, so Rafael Perez trying to give Maniac at least a couple of innings of relief work here tonight. After starter Zach McAllister went just 4. The 1-0. Chopped foul over by the first base coaching box.
The fans trying to do the wave just to try and get something doing. It's been a boring game.
Get the blood flowing.
Too many pitches thrown, not enough action, but that's what they're trying. They're trying to get something going. Some people are with it, and some people I think are sleeping. Durbin up in the Indians bullpen.
And the 1-1, little tapper toward the mound. Rafi Perez throws to first to get him and end the inning. We move to the bottom of the 6th. It's still Toronto 3, Cleveland nothing. Jays lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bottom third of the Indians' order here. Travis Buck, Matt Laporta, and Jack Hanahan. Villanueva back out here for the 6th. Just over 100 pitches on the night. Activity in the Blue Jays bullpen, though, as he starts the inning. Buck with a lazy pop into shallow left field. Snyder has it, one away. Our Miller Taste Greatness moment. Let's go back to late May in Toronto. Matt Laporta and Toronto at the Rogers Center. Liftoff, a long blast.
Yeah, you think so? That was the one series there where they lost the first game and ended up coming back, won the next two to win the series. I think the first time that, and the only time that has happened this year.
Yeah, exactly, it is.
So, you know, game number one means a lot to this ball club. They won their 13th series last night when they can win that first game of the series. So they've got to get their hitting shoes on and come back here, getting into the middle part towards the late part of this game.
Missed inside for ball one. Mark Zebchinski warming now for the Blue Jays.
Look out.
And Laporta rips that foul into the seats. And hopefully everybody's okay.
Oh, they are. They're finding the ball. But, you know, it is amazing that more people don't, I mean, really get hit hard by something like that. It seems like that it happens occasionally, but boy, that ball gets in there in such a hurry.
Two-one pitch. Fouled. Bat goes one direction, ball went the other. Nice grab, upper tank. Young man with no glove. Terrific play up there.
Look at him. He's letting everybody know, too.
He should.
Good
That's
for
a
him.
heck of a play.
I didn't see it. I was watching the bat. It flies out of Laporta's hand. But look at Brian doesn't miss it. He doesn't miss a beat, does he? Right on it. Nice going, D. Way to go. He doesn't miss a beat. That's a nice play.
Matt Laporta 0 for 2. Robbed of a hit his last time up on a sensational play at third by Jose Batista. And he went after the off-speed pitch and strikes out here. 2 down. All right, let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question tonight.
I forgot what it was.
Whose team record did he break with that 5th Grand Slam of the season? Was it Manny Ramirez?
Well, it's got to be him or Al Rosen because those two hit the most Grand Slams.
Al Rosen in 1951 with 4.
My first thought would have been Manny Ramirez, yes. But I remember when we did see that, Al Rosen's name was there.
Yeah.
Because he had some terrific years here with the Indians. What a nice man he is, too.
Indians down 3-0. Just a thoroughly frustrating night so far offensively. They've had chances and have not been able to break through. Hanahan pops it up, foul. Batista makes the catch. The Indians go 1-2-3 for the first time tonight. And we go to the 7th, 3-zip Jays.
Jays right now. It is the top of the 7th inning, and we're pretty excited here at Progressive Field that we're sending 2 Tribe players to the All-Star game. And in honor of that, through the rest of this series with the Jays, you can get tickets for $13 in honor of Asdrubal Cabrera anywhere in the mezzanine, the upper reserve, the lower reserve, or the upper box. And can't forget about Chris Perez. All of those outfield club seats, just $54. Log on to Indians.com and then click the Diamond Deals page. Check out all those deals. And if you don't have your tickets already for Saturday, you got to get them. We have the International Festival going on out here. It's going to be a great time. Kids Fun Day out on the Gateway Plaza. You can try food. You can see performances from other cultures and fireworks afterwards, set to the tune of the British Invasion soundtrack. It's going to be a blast on Saturday. Matt, Rick, we'll send it back up to you guys.
Nice deal, huh, for the tickets?
I think it's a great idea.
No doubt about it. I mean, you get those club seats, man. That's all the food included in there.
Club
and
seats are always
$13 for tickets in the lower bowl. That's pretty darn good.
Club seats are always popular. Folks that have a chance to test drive those seats, or maybe a friend gives them to them. They're like, "Wow, those are really nice. I hadn't sat there before."
You hadn't sat there, then go on in and eat. Come home full.
Chad Durbin facing Jose Bautista here in the 7th inning. Bautista 0 for 2 with a walk. By the way, got word from the Indians clubhouse from Indians head athletic trainer Lonnie Soloff that the official word on Lonnie Chisenhall is a facial contusion.
Oh, well, that's good news. If they had the X-rays already and they didn't see anything.
Let's knock on wood and hope that that's the final diagnosis. But that's all we have. Just this 2 words written on a piece of paper there. So I don't know that all the tests are complete yet. But that's what we have so far.
Well, I'm sure they're not, but you're right. You haven't heard anything else.
Yeah. If you just joined us or hadn't heard earlier, Lonnie Chisenhall was hit by a pitch. Looked like it glanced off of his cheekbone, but he had a pretty good swell going on before he left the field.
But it did get the ear flap first. We did hear the sound.
Yeah. Wasn't a direct hit. But, man, I was surprised that it had swollen as much as it did for a glancing blow.
I know it, but that's what I'm saying. If you break that orbital bone up there, you see that? Oh, my goodness. I mean, that's ugly just to see, but it got a really good piece of the helmet, although it still got a pretty good piece of his cheek and his nose. So we are hoping and praying that he is going to be A-OK. You can see that little mouse underneath his eye before he even left the field, but he was under his own power. And like you said, about a week or so ago, he had the concussion there. He missed some time on the DL.
Yeah, not long before he got the call-up. He had to overcome that. So, been a rough month for Lonnie Chisenhall, excuse me. And Lonnie Soloff, too. he's had a lot to contend with, too.
Yes.
With Shin-Soo Choo going down and various injuries and ailments. So, Lonnie and Rick Jameson, Jeff Desjardins, they're all always busy in that trainer's room. 2 down for Aaron Hill. Durbin fires a strike in there, 1-1.
This one guy they haven't been able to keep off base tonight. Walked in the 2nd, singled in the 4th and the 5th. He was caught stealing back in the 5th inning on a beautiful play by Orlando Cabrera.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Kind of reminds you, too, when you're in that situation as a defender, he has to come to you. And so many times guys will reach out for the tag, and that's when they get deked by the runner.
Well, he's been playing there too long. He knows that eventually they got to come and touch the base. A lot of base runners would like to slide and give you a limb to go at and take it away.
Oh, what a pick at third by Jack Hanahan, and throws him out.
Beautiful.
Sensational defensive play by Jack Hanahan to end the 7th inning. Time now for the Cleveland Clinic 7th inning stretch. Indians fans, let's get up and move it. Northeastern Ohio and get yourself overstuffed. Log on to paninisgrill.com to find the location near you. So the Toronto Blue Jays go to the bullpen after Carlos Villanueva went 6 innings tonight and somehow pitched shutout baseball.
Well, and his last inning went 1-2-3. That was the only time that the Indians did not leave a runner on, did not have a chance to drive in a runner in any inning. The first 5 they had golden opportunities.
Michael Brantley, 2 for 3 on the night. Right back to the screen. And Brantley, who singled to right his first time up, singled to left his second time up, and then hit a ball to center field that Davis made a nice running catch on to end the 4th inning. Mark Zepchinski strikes out Brantley looking at a pitch that Brantley thought was high, and he lets Dana DeMuth know as he heads back to the dugout. Dana's been a little out of sorts tonight. And that might have been the fact that both pitchers were out of sorts to start the game. But the strike zone's been a little weird.
You know, when you see it go by him like that, you look at it, it looks high. Because normally that is not called a strike. We haven't seen it called that way. And that was a breaking ball. You know, as a hitter, sometimes you just program not to swing at certain pitches, and they're normally called ball. He's going to go have a few.
He's going to go look.
He's going to go look, and he's going to go, get vocal, I think, a couple times. Just let off a little steam.
Yeah, you need that, don't you?
Because, you do. Sometimes you go look, and once you get it confirmed, you're saying that wasn't a strike. I mean, just to let yourself know. You want to confirm it for your own, well-being.
That's in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes.
Because that's a big out, because you're starting the inning off and your job's to get on base, and he knows that, and he's done it twice tonight.
As Dribble Cabrera talking to Dana DeMuth. And
that's not going to get you any calls. Don't talk to him.
But I'm saying, Dana DeMuth's a good umpire,
yeah.
And I just think that, both starters were inconsistent, and umpiring's got to have a rhythm to it as well.
That's a pretty good point, Matt.
The 3-0. That's ball 4, and the Indians have a base runner with 1 out here in the 7th. Sports Time Ohio and Jimmy Hanlon want you to play golf at 10 of the best courses in Northeast Ohio. You'll get a chance to play each of the 10 for as little as $25 a pop. Now, the card costs $49.95. It's going to pay for itself if you play twice. You'll have a chance to play Little Mountain, Stonewater, Peak & Peak, Sweetbriar, Fowler's Mill, Aurora Country Club, Whispering Woods, The Quarry, Shale Creek, Ashland Country Club. Log on to STOHD.com. Visit the marketplace and purchase your Tee It Up Ohio golf card today. 1 on, 1 out for Travis Hafner. 2 for 3, a couple of singles. Again, the Blue Jays employ that shift, and now Hafner's barking at DeMuth. Oh, boy. He is really stomping mad. And I can see why. That definitely looked low.
Now, how can you go from down there low, to the one that he called for Brantley a strike? Well, that's all right. You have to let him know. You bark, you let him know. You can't call that consistently.
And that's where, as you've told me, and players today echo the same sentiment, if you're consistent, whether it's off the plate, high, low, they'll adjust. Sandy Alomar told me the other day, when I was catching, I'd let the hitters know in the first inning, hey, guys, he's going to call 6 inches off the plate, so be swinging at it.
But you know what? This is the 7th inning. They should know the strike zone, and that's why they're barking now, because it hasn't been called to this point.
That's low.
And that's when you get upset.
that's because the strike zone, as you say, it's moving.
As you said, he's too good of an umpire. He's a veteran. He's been around. That shouldn't happen.
Well, Michael Brantley was rung up on a questionable pitch. That's being kind.
I mean, you don't want to complain. You don't want to say it makes us sound like we're whining for the guys down there. You're not. But as a hitter, you are going to go up there and let that umpire know. I mean,
right into the heart of the shift. And that's a double play, and that ends the inning. We go to the 8th. It's still 3-0 Toronto.
In any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Three 0 Blue Jays as we go now to the 8th inning.
Frank Herman coming on. Now, this is, a little strange for me when I look at the rotation, how it was set up tonight. After McAllister only went 4, Perez came in first. Then it was Durbin. Now it is Herman. Herman was normally the first guy out of the chute, unless, I don't know, for whatever reason, if they just pushed him back for a night. Or he worked his way back there after he's been pitching very well.
I was thinking that because he threw the ball with good velocity in Cincinnati, and maybe Manny Acton, Tim Belcher said, let's give him some later inning opportunities. Fastball up and in for ball 1.
It all started on that Saturday game in Cincinnati when Carmona came out of the game hurt. He went 3 beautiful innings. Ended up getting his first major league win. And it was after quite a few appearances.
Smashed into center. Encarnacion's 3rd hit of the night. And the Blue Jays get their leadoff man aboard in the 8th inning. Our in-game box score is brought to you by Hyundai. Aaron Hill with 2 hits, Edwin Encarnacion with 3, Snyder, Arancibia, and Davis. You talked about the bottom part of that lineup.
Right,
they've done the job.
5 through 9 was doing all the damage.
Travis Snyder 1 for 3 on the night with an RBI and a run scored. Encarnacion taking his lead at first. And the 0-2 pitch. Got him looking. Herman strikes out Snyder. One down here in the 8th.
Frank coming back, sitting on the inside edge. Santana, and boy, thread the needle right there. Good pitch. Fastball locks up Snyder, gets the strikeout.
And therefore a strike to Aaron Sebia, 1 out of 3. Drove in a run back in the 4th. You know, it would be easy to look at this game tonight, and given that the Indians are on the heels of a big 3-game series against the Yankees, a lot of fans, a lot of hype, hard fought, tough played, that maybe this is a letdown, but I don't think that really has anything to do with it.
We talked about that before the game. It's not. It's all the tempo, the rhythm is all set up by your starting pitcher, and Zach McAllister just didn't have a very good tempo or rhythm tonight. And I'll tell you what, it showed defensively with the Indians. When you don't get good pitching, the defense has a tendency to lay back. And we've seen so many good games with Masterson coming off his game last night. You saw what the defense was like. When you work quickly and you throw strikes, you get good defense played. And tonight, they made an error, and it was just a little shaky. And it all stems. I mean, when this guy pitches, how many they play defense because he throws strikes.
The 0-2. Bloop to right, a base hit. Encarnacion stops at second base.
And that's the bloops, Toronto, and it's the bottom part of the lineup again. When we talked about last night's ball game with Masterson, probably the best game he pitched all year, he was using his fastball. That saved a run right there. Masterson gets his ball, helps his own cause. Grady going up on the wall. Cabrera made a couple of great plays in one inning to end it in the 8th. That ended the 8th to save him another run to keep the shutout intact. And I mean, everybody's into it and everybody's ready to go. It just wasn't that way tonight. And I mean, it looks bad, but they haven't been able to hit to get anything going, to generate any excitement. And that's another thing, too. You've got to find a way to bloop one in here or there. That's how Toronto has done it. They have 9 hits, and most of them have been from the bottom part of the lineup. First 4 guys don't even have a hit.
The Indians' problem primarily tonight is the lack of the 2-out hit, but they've had opportunities with less than 2 outs and didn't get it done either. Just one of those nights so far, and there's still time left. But the key for Frank Herman here is to keep the Blue Jays from adding any more. But it's the 5 through 9 hitters that have been troublesome. 9 hits between them. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Aaron Hill, the 5-hole hitter, has 2. Encarnacion, the 6 hitter, has 3. Snyder has 1. Aaron Sebia has 2. And here's Rajay Davis with 1 so far tonight. And the 1-1 pitch. Back foul. Fouled off the end of the bat. Stays 1-2. Davis awaiting the 1-2. And that's popped up on the infield. This time Orlando Cabrera will have that infield fly rule was in effect. 2 down.
Well, here comes Manny Acton. Looks like he's going to make the move. He's going to go to the side armor, Joe Smith.
All right, so we've got a timeout here in Cleveland. Toronto leads it 3-0. They have 2 on, 2 out. Joe Smith will enter the game when we return. Escobar is coming to the plate, and Joe Smith will be there to greet him.
Big out. Big out here
Yes.
for the Indians to keep it a 3-0 game. That's why Joe Smith is here. They're going to make Escobar earn it. Smitty has been outstanding this year. He has had some kind of consistency going. Been very aggressive in the strike zone. You know, and when you look at Joe Smith, out of his 17 inherited runners, 8 of them have scored this year, which is a high amount for him, the kind of year he's having. But when you bring him in on a clean inning, he's been brilliant.
As you said, big spot for him right here. It's outside 1-1. Two on, 2 out, 1-2 pitch. Almost nicked him there. Well, Boston beating up on Baltimore tonight. 10-3 Red Sox over the O's. They're in the 8th at Fenway. Rays trying to beat the Yankees 5-1. They're in the 9th in New York. Tampa with a dozen hits against the Bronx Bombers. In the AL Central, Detroit leading Kansas City 2-1. They're in the 7th at Kauffman. Twins beating Chicago 6-2 at U.S. Cellular Field. They're in the 5th inning on the south side of Chicago. 2-2. Bounce towards third, foul. Milwaukee leading Cincinnati in the National League 5-2. They're in the 5th inning at Miller Park. Rain delay over in St. Louis. Diamondbacks lead the Cardinals 1-0. They're in the 3rd at Busch Stadium. Another 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him. Good work by Joe Smith. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Tribe down 3. $18,816 in attendance here tonight. And the Indians trying to get the bats going before time runs out here tonight. Carlos Santana, Grady Sizemore, and Orlando Cabrera. Mark Zepchinski, who worked a scoreless 7th, stays on to start the 8th. They have right-hander Jason Frazier ready in the bullpen. But with Santana and then the left-handed hitting Sizemore, John Farrell stays with the lefty Zepchinski. It's 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. And it's in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. First of 4 this weekend between these two clubs. Game 2 tomorrow night. Same time, right here on STO. Mitch Talbot, JoJo Reyes. Now gets our coverage started tomorrow night with Indians on deck at 6:30, and then we'll have all the play-by-play at 7. 3-1 pitch to Santana. Ball 4, and the Indians get their leadoff man aboard. Hey, the Gathering Place is a wonderful charity that supports, educates, and empowers both individuals and family members who've been touched by cancer. We've raised $4,680 on Indians homers so far this year. For more information, visit touchedbycancer.org. Great needs, great deeds, great clips. Grady Sizemore 0 for 2. He has walked and struck out twice. Fastball up high, ball 1.
The Indians with 6 hits tonight, but they have walked also 4 times.
Tied him up with a good fastball, 1-1. Santana aboard to start the inning. And a 1-1 to Grady Sizemore. right back to the mound. 1-6. And they don't turn the double play because Escobar couldn't get the ball out of his glove in time. And hopefully that's a huge break for the Indians. Well, so many times those double plays you don't turn.
Right.
Fight.
Well, one came out, and here comes John Farrell already making the call. But it almost looked like Zepchinski, by the time he threw it to second base, he wanted to make sure you get the first one, which you have to do. And then there it is. That double clutch enables Grady that extra half a step to beat it out at first base. So, yeah, you're right. It's a break.
Jason Frazier, I do believe, will be coming on when we come back. One out. And Orlando Cabrera coming to the plate. Jason Frazier, right-hander, coming on for Toronto.
Frazier appearing for the 38th time this year. His record is 2-1. ERA of 3.41. 12 walks in his 34 1/3 innings, and coming on with a man on first base, and the Indians down to 5 outs, so they've got to find a way to scrap and get a couple of base runners and find a way to get a hit with a runner on and in scoring position.
Yeah, they're 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position tonight. 2 for 13 just with a guy on base. 14 now, 2 for 14. All right, Teflon, calm down back there.
It's like he's sitting in his living room.
Frazier fires high, ball 1. Orlando tonight is flied out, grounded out, fouled out. Caught the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Orlando begging to differ with David Demuth.
Another one. You're right. That's complaining.
Oh, that looked low. Well, he's had him guessing all night on both sides in many instances. The 1-1. Brady Sizemore is at first. Drive down 3. They need another base runner. Get that tying run to the plate. Out of play, 2-2. Well, Mike Hargrove, our old partner, he almost
Did it go into his booth? Did it go into his booth?
He almost had to ricochet, but just the hands just aren't quite
No, are you telling me he didn't get out of his chair to go after him?
No. But it came right to him. And just
there he is. He's
that railing might have gotten away. Ground ball to short, double play ball. 6-4-3, and that ends the 8th. We go to the 9th. Toronto 3, Cleveland nothing. Give the Indians offense one last chance to rally.
Yeah, Joe Smith came on for his one hitter, got him, ended the inning.
And a first pitch strike to Thames, who was 0 for 4. Popped him up foul. That finds the seats. Almost couldn't get him to chase. You can see Thames wanted to, but he was able to hold back. Didn't matter that time. Good pitch by Tony Sipp. Strikes him out, 1 down. It was either swing or be punched out.
Good breaking ball from Tony Sipp. He takes a little bit off. You can see how far out in front Thames was. The old equalizer. Out number 1 here in the top half of the 9th inning. Jose Bautista 0 for 3 with a walk on the night. Well, for him, that that was a long swing, but I mean, you can see how he uncoils. He gets in there, he gets those hips opened up, and he just generates a lot of bat speed, but a little long for him. I remember the game when we came in there, Chris Perez came into Toronto and buckled his knees on one slider, and then ended up the next one he saw, he hit a bullet and made the adjustment on the very next pitch.
Well, that's why I said earlier in the game, he makes adjustments pitch to pitch about as well as any hitter in the game right now. And I go back to that game I watched last week, the highlights I saw. He's facing Roy Halladay, who's one of the best in the business. Cutter, early in the bat, cutter away, and he fouled it off or swung and missed. Later in the bat, he was looking for it, and he got on it and hit it 445 feet to straightaway center field.
Yeah, hitters will make that adjustment from pitch to pitch. You can't double up on some of these guys. He's had a couple of good swings here.
1-2 the count.
You know, when you go inside and you want to locate, you better make sure if you miss, you don't miss, on the plate. You got to go in off the plate. I got to see how many times he's been hit this year with as many home runs as he has hit. He's been hit only twice. That surprises me. As many home runs as he was hit. Because normally you're going to have to pitch a guy inside and keep him honest. So, you may hit him by accident a number of times, but only twice?
Yeah, that is hard to believe. That they haven't just knocked him down.
Absolutely. I bet he's been knocked down a lot, but
just gets out of the way quick.
I'm surprised he hasn't been hit more.
Outside, full count. There's a long drive and gone. He crushed that ball 3/4 of the way up the bleachers in left field. Home run number 29 for Bautista, and it's 4-0 Toronto.
Like I said, if you go, and you don't give him swinging room, he left a big old breaking ball out over the plate, and what you do, you speed up his bat. Well, I don't like that selection there. You better bounce that breaking ball to him. That's home run number 29. And a big old breaking ball. It speeds up his bat, and he hits it a mile because he was right on a lot of pitches away, and he never really went inside on the hands to him, and that's what you get. So it is now 4-0 Toronto. Dangerous hitter.
Adam Lynn 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts tonight. .430 feet, they tell us, on the tape measure shot by Bautista. So 29 home runs now for Bautista, who had 56 a year ago. Or 50. Was it 54?
Yes.
54 a year ago.
Well, and like I said, he's trying to become the first guy since McGuire in 97-98 to go into the All-Star break leading the league in home runs back-to-back years. That's something in its own right. But there was no doubt. That you either have to bounce that pitch there on that breaking ball, or you got to go really try and go hard and in. Because he had some awfully good swings in that at bat, but that is out of his 29 home runs, 19th solo shot.
That's not really all that surprising because you're going to pitch to him more times than not with nobody on base.
Right,
guys get on base. You're going to be more careful.
That's where the walks
not give
come.
him as many chances. He's had 7 2-run homers and 3 3-run homers. That's slugged into right field. A base hit for Adam Lynn. Still only one out here in the 9th inning, and Aaron Hill coming to the plate. Stay tuned after the game for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show on STO. Conrad's, home of the lowest everyday tire price guarantee. And it was nice to see Ed and Joan Conrad
up here
earlier in the ball game.
Bob, the son, they came up.
They married 60 years. Well, Aaron Hill with a couple of hits, a walk, 2 runs scored. Tony Sipp deals. And it's right back to the screen. Well, they got a slugfest going on in Washington. Nationals and Cubs tied at 9. They've combined for 26 hits, 13 apiece. 2 down. And it will bring up Edwin Encarnacion. Out west, Texas leads Oakland tonight 6-0. Rangers began the night with a 1-game lead over the Angels in the division, going for their 4th straight win. That's a team that I think could really start to make a move in the second half, Texas. Because they're much better than what they've shown to this point. And they're 6 games over 500, but you just all along have felt they're the best team in that division, but they haven't been able to get away and hide yet.
No, they had couple of guys, they're big boppers that were on the DL both Hamilton at one time. Yeah, and Cruz.
One on one to count. 5-1 final in the Bronx. Tampa Bay beating New York tonight. And with Boston winning, the Red Sox could take over first place in the AL East. Derek Jeter got 1 hit in that game, so still 3 shy now of the 3,000 hit mark. 2 shy. Yeah, Boston is hammering Baltimore 10-4, so the Red Sox game just went final, so Boston is now in first in the AL East by a half game. The 1-2. Got him looking. That'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th, 4-0 Toronto. 0 lead. Bottom third of the Indians order due up here, and Frank Francisco will come on now for the Blue Jays for the 29th time this year.
10 saves out of 14 opportunities. He's going to end up facing Buck, Laporta, Hanahan are the hitters.
Up high, ball one to Travis Buck. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts. Francisco with a 1-1. And Buck sends it back to the screen. Orlando Cabrera hit into a double play that ended the 8th inning. It's just been one of those extremely frustrating nights for the offense, though Travis Buck lines a single to center and keeps hope alive here in the 9th inning as the Indians get their leadoff man aboard.
There you go. You need that leadoff man aboard, right back up the middle. First hit for Travis Buck since coming back, and tonight, give him a finish.
Laporta with a liner toward right field. That's going to be a base hit. It's going to get down. It's going to go to the wall. Buck is going to go to third. And the Indians have runners at second and third with nobody out now here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Matt Laporta and Travis Buck each connecting with their first hit of the night. And that gives the Indians a little hope here in this last half of the 9th inning.
There you go, inside out. There's the start. Gets by Thames in right field, so Laporta gets the double, second and third, nobody out. Now starting to make a statement, down to their last 3 outs. Keep it rolling.
Jack Hanahan, 1 for 2 with a triple. Frank Francisco. Up high, ball 1. One-0 pitch. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes. John Roush has 7 saves for Toronto. Francisco, who's on the hill right now, the team leader with 10. But Roush is up in the bullpen. John Farrell has activity. He's got a left-hander up, too. And as you see Perez getting loose. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. And the 2-1 pitch to Hanahan. Inside, ball 3. Michael Brantley waiting on deck.
Patience here if you're Jack Hanahan, because, you know, if you can get on via walk, I don't care. It's still, you can bring the tying run to the plate. You know, even if you get after it and try and hit a home run here, it's still a one-run game if you do. So he wants to get on any way, shape, or form.
Frank Francisco ready with a 3-1. And Hanahan shoots it out of play, full count. $18,816 the attendance here tonight. Some have already headed for the exits, but a lot still here clinging to hope that the Tribe can rally here in their last at bat. And a lot of them already up on their feet. If Hanahan gets aboard, tying run is going to come to the plate with nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth inning. And Frank Francisco ready with the 3-2. Ball 4, and they're loaded. And that is going to be it for Frank Francisco. John Farrell's going to make a move. He'll go left on left as the Indians have loaded him up here in the bottom of the ninth inning. An offense that has been dormant all night long, although they have had chances. But finally now, their first great chance to get on the scoreboard and perhaps rally and still win this game here tonight. We've got a timeout. We'll be right back. The Indians, they've got them loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the ninth inning. Michael Brantley, top of the order. Coming to the plate, Luis Perez, left-hander, coming on for Toronto is John Farrell. He's going to play the old numbers game, try to go with the lefty-lefty matchup guy instead of Rick going right to a guy like John Roush, who has half a dozen, 7 saves on the year.
Well, Perez is a guy that's tough against left-handers. They're hitting 196 off him compared to righties. Righties are hitting 328. So, he didn't expect Francisco to come out and not get an out. So he would just be matching up for one guy. Or if he can get to Michael Brantley, he could keep Cabrera to the right side because you have Hafner in the hole. So we'll see what happens. He hasn't had a save, and he has 1 hold in his career. He's only a rookie, so he's into a very tight spot. Although that extra run, man, in the top half of the ninth inning really helped Toronto, especially the way the situation is now. So Michael Brantley is going to get the first look at him, but the Indians with bases loaded, nobody out, and keep that rally going. They've been very good this year with the bases loaded.
All right, so Brantley getting himself set. One thing you love about Brantley in these situations, he's going to make Luis Perez throw strikes. He's not the kind of guy who will get himself out here. And that's what you want. That's the kind of hitter you want in bases loaded scenarios. You don't want the guy up there who's
not
trying to do it himself.
Overly aggressive. You just need to keep the train going, man. You're down 4. You could do just a base hit.
Perez sets and fires, and it's low, ball 1.
You know, in this situation, the pressure's always on the pitcher. He's got to come in and he's got to make the quality pitches.
And the set now. 1-0 pitch. High. Oh, he called it a strike. It's 1-1. And Brantley just shouting into the wind.
It doesn't matter. He was upset in his last at bat. It's only strike one, though. There's a pitch. It wasn't as bad as it looked. You just regroup and say, okay, let's go. It's only strike one.
One pitch. That is definitely high. 2 balls and a strike. They gave away T-shirts before the ball game tonight with the hot dog characters on it. They've turned into makeshift rally towels now throughout the crowd. Bases loaded, nobody out. 2-1 pitch. Low, 3-1.
That's exactly what you were talking about, being the patient hitter that Brantley is. And, you know, it wouldn't surprise me to see him take another one in this situation and make him throw 2 consecutive, because that first one he got was borderline, the first strike. So now this crowd getting into it. They have had nothing to cheer about all night long. When they are into this game, they're looking for another comeback by the Indians and some more magic in Progressive Field.
Nobody out. Bases filled. Bottom of the ninth, down 4. 3-1 pitch. Brantley turned it loose and foul tipped it. Full count.
It's all right. Good swing. Got after it. Got a good pitch. He put a good swing on it. He just fouled it back right into the glove. Got a fastball he was looking for.
Now the set by Luis Perez, and the payoff pitch struck him out. That is a monster pitch by Perez to come back down on the count where he had to throw strikes, and he gets the first out in the inning.
He sure did. He came back. You give the guy credit, and he went right back inside. Michael looked like he was trying to turn on that ball. He didn't want to stay inside of it.
And so is Dribble Cabrera. Steps to the plate. As Dribble Cabrera is a perfect 4 for 4 with the bases loaded this year. Pop back out of play. As Dribble Cabrera's only grand slam came in April of 2009 in New York. Popped him up foul. That'll push its way into the seats. And the count is 1-1. Luis Perez going back to the hill with a new baseball. As Dribble Cabrera trying to deliver at least a hit here to keep the pressure on Toronto now.
A base hit right here gets the crowd into it. I mean, it makes it a totally different game.
All the way to the backstop, and the runners have to hold. Did you see that thing ricochet back to home plate? Good heads-up read by the runner at third base, Travis Buck, because if he would have just bolted when that ball went by the catcher, he'd have been out by 25 feet.
Oh, man. Well, you see, it comes straight back. Maybe that's what he talked to him about. Go throw it at the glass. It'll come right back to me. Just a bit high right there.
The 1-2. Line drive, base hit, left field. Buck will score. Laporta into third, will stop there. Bases still loaded. Indians are on the board. It's a 4-1 ball game as Drupal Cabrera delivering with his 50th run batted in on the year.
That's exactly what you're looking for. A nice little single to keep it going. Now the crowd gets into it. You got Hafner coming to the plate.
And
middle
now,
part of your ball game.
He's the winning run at the plate.
Yes, indeed. That winning run comes to the plate. A nice short stroke. Cabrera just from the right side. He doesn't change his approach either side of the plate. And just a nice short stroke. Gets it into left field. One run at a time. It's a 4-1 ball game. Base is still loaded and just one out.
And away we go. Hafner steps in. 2 for 4 on the night with 2 singles. A quasi shift now for Toronto. Hafner with a drive. Deep right field. Thames is back. He's out of room. It's out of here. A walk-off grand slam for Travis Hafner. And the Indians have stunned the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. If that doesn't give you goosebumps, you don't have a pulse.
How about that?
An amazing finish here at Progressive Field. Hafner with a monstrous slam. Who better than the man who just hit his 12th career grand slam?
That's the second slam, walk-off slam of the year for the Indians to win a ball game, and there it is. It's Big Prong. None better right there. There was no offense all night long, and they dropped a 5 spot in the bottom half of the ninth.
These are the kind of games that make you believe something special is going on this year for the Cleveland Indians. They've had their moments where they haven't played well. They've bobbed and weaved at times. But, man, you win a game like this that you had no business winning.
Well, you're right. It's amazing.
5-4, the final score here tonight. The Indians win it in dramatic fashion. Our KeyBank key play of the game.
We'll just show you a replay.
What do you think?
I mean, sit back and look at it. We're going to show you the replay. The first pitch, Hafner gets his bat. He knew it. As soon as he hit it, he knew it. I mean, that had to be a fun trot around the bases for Prong, because that was amazing right there. Wow, what a way to end the ball game. Now, you talk about, let's see what happens the next 3 games. That's got to carry over. And there it is right there. Game winner. Second one of the year. That's our KeyBank key play of the game.
We're back with the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show. Pronk will be with us next.